Hello everyone, welcome to the stream today. We're playing some PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Today we're going to go over some tips and tricks to kind of help you guys do a little bit better in the game. I know that it's been something that a lot of people are looking into, trying to get better at the game. First off, jump away from the fight path. And you might say, well, I have a problem jumping far. Well, let's go over that as first thing. So, hit F a little bit early. We want to go all the way over to there. So aim for that area. Hit F a little bit early. As your parachute comes out, you can hit forward to hit about 35 and let off. And then you just want to let it slow back down to about 20. And then go ahead and go up until you hit about 30, 35, let off. And just keep doing this over and over and over. You kind of want to just make it so your speed does not go above 40. And if you do this, you'll be able to find that you can fly much farther than you ever expected. Flying and traveling outside of the main flight path is a huge benefit. It's something that you want to work on. I do apologize, I have my notifications on real quick. It hasn't updated for a second, so it's going back through and adding on all the recent subscribers. But this drop right here was about 1.5 squares. It's not the farthest of a drop, but it's pretty easy. And as you can see, we've traveled 1.5 squares super easily. It's not very difficult. And this is what I would call like the bare minimum of a drop. We could definitely make it all the way over to Milton Tower if we wanted to. It would not be a challenge. Next thing is definitely when you get close to your spot, start getting as much speed as you can. You definitely want to hit the ground quickly. Also, when the circle pops up, you want to take a look at it. You need to take a look at it, figure out where you need to go. Start making a game plan ahead of time. But you saw the speed kind of picked up there. Alright, now we're on the ground. So, first and foremost, I know a lot of people are always just looking for the rifles. And it would really surprise you what a shotgun can do. And a 4x scope. Obviously, 4x scope, a wonderful thing we just picked up. It's an amazing find. Personally, yes, pistols are okay, but they're not something that most early players can play well with. I would recommend to you to get a shotgun and start out with that first. I mean, if you get lucky like I did here and you're able to pick up, of course, the rifle, I call the vest or the trench coat here a damage boost. It's kind of something that my friend Tim started. So definitely I like the trench coat, and this is a great color. But first recommendation is get a shotgun. It's not gonna allow me for some reason to find a shotgun, I think, in this episode randomly. It's giving me everything else. I'm not gonna complain about it, but if I can still find a shotgun, I want to get one. They are super useful. Very, very common thought is shotguns are only really good at super close range. You know, in this game, they've definitely stretched out the capability of a shotgun, and they've made them so they're useful at a lot more ranges, not just super, super close, especially with the choke options and everything else. So, definitely, first and foremost, if you're in a building and you're thinking, well, I need a gun, find a shotgun. Start with that very first. Get a shotgun, and you'll be set up pretty dang well to start off with. Also, one of the other things is learn your area. Learn the spots that are away from the drop zone usually, and then, ooh, is that a shotgun? Maybe. I don't think we can get it though. Inventory? Not gonna give us to us. So I usually don't even pick up pistols most of the time, just because it's not really gonna help me. It's not gonna do any advantage for me. Also, second lesson, real quick here, while we have these two rifles up. M16A4, as we can see, it only has 2 attachments. M416 has 4 attachments. That means if we are worse at shooting, we're going to have a much easier time. If we get all the attachments for that rifle, it's going to shoot that much better. So definitely be picky about what you're picking up, what you're going to be able to find and use. Little things like that, and getting a rifle that'll have more attachments like the SCAR or the 416 and getting that outfitted correctly will increase your game by a lot. So, top tip there, definitely pick your rifle. Also, I mean, another thing is just get used to shooting one specific rifle and work with it. I mean, it takes a little bit of time and effort to get used to them, but definitely, you know, I would still recommend anything you can get a lot of attachments on is going to benefit you more 99% of the time. It's just going to shoot that much smoother. You may think, well, I shoot super well with the AK. That's fine. I mean, you probably get used to it, and over time, it will benefit you. But already, I can tell you, if we just look at this rifle, and then if I hold over it, I can see my firing rate's gone up, my stability's gone up. If I go to this one, the stability, everything's just base. It doesn't have any options there. So I'm slowly increasing the abilities of this rifle as I keep going here and adding more and more attachments. Alright. Next thing, we knew the plane traveled like this, correct? You want to try to remember that. So if the plane traveled like this, I know most people are going to be in these couple squares about this wide, because that's where most people are dropping, in these 2 squares. So over here, there's going to be no one. Only people are going to be over there are the people that obviously traveled that direction, which we also need to travel that direction. Hello, C. Taylor. Thanks for coming to check out the stream today. We're trying to go over some tips and tricks here just to make everyone's games a little bit better in PlayerUnknown. It's definitely not the easiest game to learn right off the bat. Thanks for coming to check it out. Appreciate it. And all the rest of you for coming to check it out. So, definitely learn areas to drop. Work on that. And also, remember where the flight path is. Ooh, there's a level 2 backpack. Oh, yes. Yes, yes. So there's a shotgun. I normally would pick it up, but we already have a couple rifles. But because I have 2 5.56 guns, I don't really need this second rifle. It's kind of actually just taking up space. So if I can get this shotgun, I really actually would like to have it. This one is not my preference, and it's not going to give it to me easily. I prefer the over-under shotgun. It gives me a lot more availability to shoot faster, but it only does carry 2 shells. But it reloads really fast. So that's just my preference, and that's something you have to learn in the game, what you prefer. A lot of people prefer the SK-12 just because it's a semi-automatic, and it just keeps shooting like a rifle. But I personally really like the over-under shotgun just because it's a quick blast, reloads pretty quickly, and I'm going again. So you need to learn, obviously, what's going to benefit you most, but for me, that's my preference. Since we couldn't pick up the shotgun, we'll keep with this one. Alright. With the circle being this far, I can run it, or I could get a car, and as I said, push over to this side, where most people are not. Most people are over here, and they're working across. If I'm over here, I'm going to run into less people. So that's kind of my goal and thought is, get out here into some of these areas where there's not going to be a lot of people. Probably up here, actually, is going to be one of the best areas. And we can be able to be alone, take our time, loot a little bit more, find exactly what we want, and set up. Ooh, there's a motorcycle. Very nice. Also, you're breaching a building. Good idea. Look in the building, check it out, even if the doors are closed. Majority of the time the doors are closed, and with this flight path, I know that it's going to be open. There's not going to be someone here, but it's always a good idea just to walk around real quick and check the building and see if someone's going to be inside, so you're not surprised and killed versus looting and getting the guns you need and want. Next thing, hear how loud I am? If you crouch, you're pretty quiet, but still makes a lot of noise, especially on the wood floors. If you also push the walk button, listen to this. And then if you actually just creep forward, barely any sound. It's a lot slower, right? But if you're in a building and you're sneaking up on someone and you're trying to work a door like this and we want to just see if anyone's inside, if you can creep in third person like this and get to the spot where you can see, it's going to benefit you a lot more. And then you can watch your doorway, whatever you need to do. It's going to make it so you're quieter, you're not going to be hurt as much, and you're just going to have a lot better of a time. It's even better outside. Inside it's really hard, but if we're outside, this is standing up. This is crouched. Silent. 100%. Can't hear it, right? So there are some little things that you need to figure out with your key settings to be able to learn those simple things. Alright, driving motorcycles and vehicles. It may be fun just to push forward all the time and go as fast as you possibly can, but it's dangerous. If you're on the road, sure, it's pretty easy. Most of the time though, you need to kind of slow down as you hit the different times of ups and downs. It's better to slow down and not wreck versus wreck. It's really easy to wreck on these things, especially the motorcycle. But if I'm coming to the hill, I let off, so I want it to be a little bit smoother just with those bumps. If I just keep flooring it each and every time, I'm 99% of the time going to roll. So when I'm coming up to a hill section and I don't know what's on the other side like this, I'll let off, slow down a little bit, and it automatically is going to dive the nose of the motorcycle forward, which is going to make it smoother. Whoop! Let's avoid that guy. Alright, here comes our circle. We want to, of course, skirt the edge of it, as we talked about before. Let off. This guy's going to try to run us over, I think. I don't know where he went. Just let him do his thing. You know, it's not always the best idea to get in a gunfight with someone right away. You need to make sure you have the position and placement you want. So I said, I want to be over here, so I'm going to mark that spot on the map. I can see it on my compass up on top. It's going to help me get there a little bit easier. While I'm traveling, I do want to look around a bit though and just see what I can find for people in the area. There's people in the area. Oh, he's gonna switch seats to try to shoot at me? Yeah. Good luck, buddy. That's just a waste of ammo. Really? I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't have a ton of ammo. I kind of want to save my ammo. I want to shoot when I know I can shoot and take them out. Sometimes, yes, it can be a good scare factor or tactic, but most of the time, you should just save your ammo. No one around. See, as we've already seen over here, we've seen everyone driving, which, as I said before, we're way away from the flight path, and we want to use that to our advantage because everyone's just going to be driving over here. They're traveling like that. They're not walking on the ground. They've driven over here. We can watch for their vehicles. We can have a much easier time. For now, the circle's not coming in for a second, so we can actually go out here and scope out the area, see if anyone has driven a vehicle over here and is in our vicinity. We have a little bit of time. I think I'll go see if this building has a little bit that's outside of the blue. Yes. Very, very little. Any goodies? Not right here. I don't really expect too much to be here, but if I can just pick up a little bit more ammo, it's great. If not, I'm just going to keep moving on. Whoops. Wrong seat. Alright, now that I'm here, I know this is a safe area. Nobody's going to be bothering me. This is a great time to look at our map and kind of strategize for our next spot. Here is not going to be a lot of people. I mean, there's going to be some people in these areas, but they're so small, I don't expect much. I'm going to go over there and look for some stuff, just to see if I can find some more ammo. I'm pretty well set, actually, for guns. I could definitely swap out a couple options. I mean, for me, I like to shoot long distance. I got a 4x scope, so I'm pretty happy with that option. But realistically, you know, I would have liked to have picked up that shotgun or find an UMP, something that's a little bit faster of a rate of fire, just to kind of go with my long distance shooter. And to be able to provide more ammo. Another backpack, shotgun lubes. Maybe we can find a shotgun in the other building. Definitely pick up all energy drinks you can find. 100%. They're the most useful thing in the world. There's our shotgun. I'll pull off the scope just in case I need it for anything. I likely won't. And I also want to go back and pick up this choke. I don't think I grabbed one. Choke's just going to give it the ability, and if you don't know this, choke just allows it so the shotgun BBs will not spread out as far as they would without the choke. It just kind of narrows the path of the shotgun. It gives me more range. If we actually look at it here, it doesn't show any actual gain in the range, but it does. That's the whole point of what a choke does. It narrows the actual very end of the barrel just enough to give us some direct actual impact versus it spreading out too much. Now you may notice I'm not just driving right up to the building, and that's because I want to be aware if somebody's possibly here. I don't see anyone, but I want to be ready if they are. Yes, you can get inside the building a lot quicker if you drive right up to it. Ooh, there's an AK. I like the AK. The AK treats me pretty well, but it definitely takes a very steady hand. I never shoot it on automatic. It takes a very steady hand to shoot it. Oh, another 4x scope? Wow. I don't really need the 4x scope, but with all this ammo for an AK, I'm going to go pick up the AK just for the point of having ammo. But I likely will not put the 4x scope on it. I will keep the red dot on it just because I want to have the option of shooting it close range. I like to set up, and what I would recommend is setting up 2 rifles for that kind of purpose. One for close range, one for far range. This one's getting attachments on it. It's going to be a little bit more stable. So that one's going to be my long distance gun. Obviously, yes, the AK could shoot long distance, and at some point it might have to, just because of ammo. But that's just quick, simple, and easy. I just drag up, drop, it swaps the scopes. Really easy to do. You don't need to worry about doing it mid-game. So 22 bandages. This is kind of my next thing. If I'm going to ditch stuff, bandages, yes, are very useful, but if I hold control, I can drop a specific amount. I'm probably not going to use over 12. So I'm going to drop 10 just to give me that extra capacity. I can go back and try to pull over any if I can. Doesn't look like it. That's fine with me. I'm going to leave it. Actually, once I reload here, it'll actually give me the availability to grab all of them. Nice. That was kind of random. I didn't expect it. If you reload all your guns, you're always going to have the maximum availability for your ammo. Alright, circle is closing in. We know it's getting closer to the flight pathway, so we want to be on this side now to stay away from the flight path. That's where we want to go, is over in here. I personally like the tree area, so that's where I'm going to aim for. That's where I want to go. I want to check that out, and I feel safe over there. Oops. I was like, where's my bike? It's at a hump just like that. No, it's at the closer one, not the further one. Remember where you park your vehicle, because you may need it in a quick run. I still have 43 seconds. I think it'll be worth my while to check this building just for the last attachments. It's never good to try to outstay your welcome. Oh my goodness, that guy was an idiot. Just camping right there doing nothing. I mean, if he heard me, he should have been attacking, in all honesty. Stock, I need it. Helmet 2, I need it. I want this ammo. Okay, so now to save space, I'm going to ditch all my 45s. I'm going to ditch the Molotov. I'm going to put this on here, since now that's kind of more of our better long range gun. I need this ammo is what I really need. So back to bandages. I'm going to now dump 13, and I need to watch my time. I need that ammo, though, pretty badly. Alright, that is everything. I got 6 first aids. Wow. Okay. Now we're getting out of here. We got all the ammo, we got the guns we need. We just need to get out, get to our position. So once you kind of get set up, you just want to live with it. You're set up, you're good to go, go. I mean, yes, I can still find suppressors, which would be great, but I have all the bandages I need. I have first aids like crazy. I have pretty much fully set up guns. I just need to get where I want to get and go ahead and move from there. Now, you saw that I just snuck up on that guy. Most likely, a lot of it was because, A, he could have been AFK right there, I'll admit it, but we parked our bike away enough that at first he didn't hear us. He could have expected us to drive by, knowing the circle was moving, but we didn't. We were there. This is the high ground. I'd highly recommend it if you can get it. Especially with an 8x scope, it will be serving me well. I was hoping that guy had a suppressor. Now I want to watch the back of the circle here in case somebody's going to come out for me. And while I'm doing that, I want my AK out because that one's going to benefit me most. Alright, let's look at the circle now. So we're moving further in. If we get on this side still, this is the high ground in the trees. And we'll be the safest there. Building's been open, so somebody's definitely been in this area. I'd recommend when the circle's getting this small, don't drive a vehicle. Now, I am worried because there's a vehicle there, but I definitely don't want to drive it. So I'm going to take a wide berth, and actually looking at this, there's kind of this downhill slope here where he can't see me, which will work to my advantage. So I'm going to walk down here, and I'll check this area just in case he's in that building or around, and he won't see me. And then we're going to find a spot to hide, and if he comes, we'll take him out. If he doesn't, we'll still have our advantage that we want. Right now I'm using Alt to look around. Super useful. We can rotate the camera all the time, but it's definitely way worth your while if you can just use Alt and do that third person look. It's going to save you a lot of availability. Let's look and see where our circle is. Actually, looking at the circle now, I almost need to be over in the other tree area. At some point, 99% of the circles always end up in the middle of a field. And that's just life. But if we can kind of find a spot to relax and be close and be comfortable, it'll benefit us a lot. The high ground is great. It's not always needed. Alright. Just so we can get in the circle here. I like bushes myself. If I just come to this bush and lay down here or sit like this, I have great visibility. I can stay still if I want and use Alt View. But here comes the circle here. We just need to go a little further forward. I just want to take this time and look around, listen. If that guy's going to be behind me, I want to find him now versus in a second. But also at the same time, I'm looking around for other people because the circle is getting small. Here comes a vehicle. So let's move down a little bit. That big bush right there, if we can do it quickly enough, because that guy's going to be behind us in a second. Just because I'm going to shoot a little distance. Swap out my 4x. There he is. Switch to the 8x. We're going to let him take his time, get to where he likes to be comfortable. Now he's way out in the open. We waited till he got out in the open, the best spot possible, then we popped him. That's going to give us benefit. We also know there's another guy over there because he was shooting. Back to our 4x scope. We got to move in closer. Faster distance. Let's go ahead and just move up a little bit here. I do want to watch out for that guy though. I don't know where he is. He's got to be moving soon too. We got a minute. We got a ways to go. I'm thinking there might be two guys there, so I'm going to take this time. I personally prefer to run a bit more than maybe some other people. Some people probably say, I'd rather crouch, not run. I want to work the edge of the circle and just slowly kind of watch it move in. A lot of the fighting's going on over there. I'm trying to move around to where I kind of think the next safest spot is. In the middle here is a huge opening. They're all moving that way. They're not looking out here at the moment. So there's a vehicle over there. There's definitely going to be people there. Here's my high ground. Vehicle. Guy in front going towards a house. Guy in front going to the little house there. Vehicle, he's going to try to run him over. That's going to make a lot of noise. I kind of want to stay away from that. There's my spot right here in these bushes if I can, if it's inside the circle. Okay, quickly, we're damaged. We need an energy drink. And then right after that consumes, I'm going to take a med kit just so I can get up to full health as fast as possible. There's a guy way up on the hill. That's more of my concern, is that quiet guy there. I just want to clear my side of the circle best as I can. Two guys in front. Gotta go in. There's a lot of running for this late in the game. There's a guy right in front of us. Came to a mad dash really quick. We definitely didn't have the upper advantage there on the hillside. Definitely that other guy that we were shooting at by the rocks and stuff, he had the better cover. Still got number 4. There was 3 alive there left after us. 5 kills though because we skirted the circle. We were playing it smart, taking our time. You know, that's a lot of it. Is just working that flight path, taking the shots when you know you can get the shots, working on people. You know, this is going to be a shorter episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I just wanted to show you guys, give you guys some tips how I play, get yourself set up. Definitely also, as you saw me switching scopes back and forth, you know, planning my distances, that's what it's all about. If you get red dots, ACOGs, if you call them 4 times ACOGs, whatever, 8 times scopes, you know, definitely don't just load up your weapons with all 8 times scopes and figure that'll get me for everything I want. Have options available for what you're doing, what you want. I mean, at the far shots, I switch over the 8 times. At the close shots, I had the 4 times. I also had a red dot in case I was going to even be shooting closer, and I really just needed to blast at people. As you saw, the one shot that I did, I got lucky actually the 4 times because it was able to hold steady enough, and as I said, I have a good trigger control with the AK. I've learned that. So it takes practice. It takes a lot of time to get used to all that stuff. But you know what? We came really close down to the end there. We got a lot of kills in it all. It was a lot of fun. So hope you guys enjoyed this short little episode. We'll bring back some more playing today later on. But we'll see you guys later. Enjoy. And let me know if you guys have any tips or tricks, things you'd like to learn, or let me tell you about. I'd be happy to help you some more. See you soon.